Welcome back to the worst takes you've ever heard in your entire life. But seriously, school on Tuesday, 29th of March 2021. So, Sir was doing something. So we went down to the female head ears room to do the first two periods. On the male head ear was covering us for form class today because the teacher hasn't been in quite a while. And I asked him that did I see him yesterday when I was driving? No. He turns out he doesn't live there. He lives like nowhere near Ards. And then he overheard me talking about like the magicians and all that, and he goes, "Oh," and now he knows more than well. He already knows more than he should, but he knows even more now. Anyway, so as for media, uh, he said that Shang-Chi, like he accidentally called Shang-Chi Shanghai, and like the context was supposed to be Shang-Chi because he's talking about like how the Marvel movies been more diverse recently. Captain Marvel, Black Panther, Shang-Chi. So he definitely wasn't talking about like the actual place, Shanghai. And then another thing was he said that Jessica Jones was the most popular Netflix Marvel show. No, it's Daredevil. Anyway, I'm trying to think of what's next. Right. Uh so I read Midnight. He's badass. I love it. The only thing is, he's probably a little too badass to the point where there's no actual threat to anything, because there was a bit um where there were ghosts invading New York, and he tries to punch one, but it goes right for him because he's a ghost. But the ghost is able to beat him up, so he goes back to his place and talks to his god or whatever, and his god says, "Oh, just put on that suit of armor and you can kill them." Oh, okay, and he puts the suit of armor on and kills them. If you ever seen the Anderson verse Resident Evil movies, it's sort of like that. And then I read I think it's called Vengeance for the Midnight, which wasn't as good, but still pretty good. So if I know that the ratings have already come out, it's got a 77%, which I think is actually low for MCU shows, or at least Disney Plus MCU shows. But if the show's anything like comics, is going to be fantastic. Um, After mentoring, I was going to go to mentoring, but it turns out it was cancelled, so we had to go to the hall because we were told that the police was going to be there to talk about sexting. It actually wasn't the police, it was people who work for the government or something, like Department of Justice or whatever. I don't know. Maybe that's what it's called in America. It's called something else here. I have no idea. But while sexting was quite a big bit about it, it wasn't all it was about. It was just about internet safety in general. The same stuff that they've been telling us every single year. So I've looked up WandaVision. I got in 91. But anyway, actually, I'll just look these up. Falcon Winter Soldier is 86. Loki is 92. What If is 94. And Hawkeye is 92. Okay. So, based off these ratings, it's the worst. I don't know about that. If it's as good as the comics, then it's definitely gonna be better than What If, Hawkeye, and Falcon Winter Soldier. It like probably better than Loki and WandaVision, but I just have a sort of bias towards those because I like weird things. Anyway, so there were a couple of bad, just misinformation that was pumped out by this assembly because I don't remember why they were talking about this, but they're talking about, remember Momo? I've talked about this years ago whenever like Momo was a big thing. I don't remember what year that was. I'm gonna say 2018 or 19 for now. But it was reported that Momo was telling a bunch of children to kill themselves. That's not true. Like the original video shown Momo, and then it cut to a clip of Filthy Frank saying "kill yourself," because his children crying while trying to report something to their parents. Very heavily miscommunicated. Okay, though, so I did forget a small bit that is actually very important. And when I remember this, I initially thought, oh, maybe that actually disproves me, but no, if anything, it actually goes to me be more right than I actually am. So, in the Momo videos, not once from I've mentioned this channel before. I don't like calling YouTubers by their usernames. Art went for a bunch of Momo videos. Not in any of them was suicide referenced in any of the videos that Art watched. But around the same time, well, just play this.
Were freaking out about a strange man telling people to cut themselves in gaming videos. Apparently, this crazed individual would appear in the middle of Nintendo-related vids and encourage self-harm. So I decided to check it out for myself. Upon watching the clip in question, I started to burst out laughing when that creep was actually just an old Filthy Frank green screen clip in a video about Splatoon.
Yeah. For those who don't know, Filthy Frank is a character by the guy that played him, but retired I think 5 years ago now, and ever since he's become a rapper. He goes by the name Joji, J-O-J-I, which that's his real name. But Filthy Frank was a sort of shock comedy parody of a YouTube vlog that I couldn't get into. I tried getting into him, but I just couldn't. And if that looks familiar, it's the same guy that held up a clock, a massive clock, and said it's time to stop. Yeah. So at the end of the thing, they gave us a piece of paper for it was supposed to be feedback, but most of the questions were basically just, what school do you go to? What's your gender? What year are you? And then eventually there's a notes or comments section at the bottom, and I said, the Momo thing is fake. It isn't actually Momo. It's something else. And then I mentioned Filthy Frank so they can do their research if they can understand my writing. This means as of 15 to 6 p.m. I don't know why I said that so slowly, but whatever. I have no problem with playing the first two clips with their audio.
向かってくるのか。逃げずにこのディオに近
facts. If Chris Rock made fun of Alec Baldwin's wife. Will Smith on his way to slap Chris Rock. You've already seen the clip. Will Smith and Chris Rock cracked the joke before realizing his wife isn't laughing. Chris Rock voices Marty in Madagascar, if that's the zebra's name. I didn't show slide 6 because you've already seen it. Seems slide 8. Yeah, if The Rock said it, then Will definitely wouldn't have done anything about it. He's saying I'm a weak man. The thing is, like, The Rock is a nice guy. I know that's cringe to say, but, like, you know what I mean. I don't think he would get angry. I think, you know, his reaction would be, when it comes to, like, emotion, it'd be similar to Chris's reaction. This the M's as of 11:2. My mate's dad DM me saying, "Hi, can you vote for me for this ambassador spot thing online?" I replied, "Where?" But that was only a minute ago, so he hasn't replied yet. Anyways, Twitter is at the same time. Okay, class. Today we're going to be protesting against the Don't Say Gay bill. That's gay. But, wait. Saying... this is true. If you were to say that's gay, while people are protesting the Don't Say Gay bill, then you're literally being part of the protest. Why is he being punished? But let me just look up what the Don't Say Gay bill is, because I knew that Florida was doing something, but I didn't know it was being called the Don't Say Gay bill, because that sounds a little restrictive. Oh my god, this is so fascist. I mean, more than I thought it was. Bill would limit discussion of sexual orientation and gender identity in classrooms in the state. Ah, okay. Right, okay. So, just from this head or subheading, I've made up my mind on, you know, if I agree with the bill or not. And my opinion is I agree. We really shouldn't be talking to children about, like, gay sex. Like, basically at all. And it's not homophobic to say that we shouldn't be doing that. Yeah. Woman sues IVF clinic for wrongly implanting male, not female embryo from her wife. During IVF, gave birth to son, and likened having male fetus inside her. So, what you're saying is that every pregnant woman is being raped because there is a child inside them? Like, you know, the child is raping the mum just by being in her womb? Is that what you're trying to say? Imagine Googling your parents and finding old articles of them saying how much they hated you and didn't want you from the moment you were born just because of your sex, though it would explain your life of abuse. Kid doesn't stand a chance. The beauty of the Scottish accent in all its glory. All I heard there was the last word, which I think was butter. Imagine being racist against your own people. Right, you're understandable, not whatever. Scotland will be hit with snow this week as spring heatwave ends. I love my country. I'm still thinking about this. I genuinely can't fathom not immediately falling in love the moment you see your own baby. The article is full of them saying the most horrendous stuff. Yes, reading tabloids, very productive. You were really mad and wanted to say something, you know you couldn't defend this crap, so you went with tabloids. I mean, really? I'm not playing this. I'm not playing the full thing. I know I said I wasn't going to play the full thing, but I thought it was like, I've seen that. Like around the time that Infinity War came out and they played the Infinity War music. And I thought it was just that bit with the Infinity War music, but like I'm getting a bit more context. Because of the sound, the fact that I can't understand him. To be honest, I do feel bad for the guy. I really hope it's not permanent.